Hello, welcome. My name is Paige. Well, my name is Paige Anna McNeil. So my mama was a Southern girl. Her maiden name is Paige, so my name has no I. So it's P-A-G-E. Hi, Wendy Lou. So Paige Anna is how I grew up. You can call me Paige Anna or Paige, whatever you prefer. I am joining you from Florida, and we are going to talk about a hat tonight. So the really cool thing about this makeup is that it's customized to you. Hi, friends that are saying hi. If you're jumping on, tag your artist so they know that you're here, and I'm happy to be here. Okay, so you can see that I have a lot of redness. I left my eye makeup on from today, took my eyebrows off, but my eye makeup is still there. And so we're gonna talk about how this makeup works. So the cool thing about it is that you will have a personal artist to color match you, and she will look at, and she is trained to understand what your undertones are and not just look at the superficial layers of our skin. And she can recommend, depending on where you are in the seasons, what makeup would look best. So I'm gonna get started and talk to you as I go. So this is my personal compact. I'm gonna start with my brightening highlight. So thank you guys for saying hi. Those that are saying hi, it makes me so happy. I'm gonna start with my brightening highlight, or foundation color. So we call it highlight, but it's really the same thing as foundation. But instead of putting one color all over your face and making ourselves look one-dimensional, we're going to use two foundation colors. So I'm going to start with my brighter, and I'm going to make like a triangle starting from the edge of my nose all the way up. And so I really guys, I'm super red because for whatever reason, every member of my family decided to take a shower in this bathroom tonight. And so I'm red anyway, but I'm also really hot. Okay, so I'm going in with my brightener. I'm creating this triangle of light. Thanks for saying hi, guys. Tag your artist if you're jumping on. So I'm taking my lighter foundation color that I was matched to, and I'm just gonna make this triangle under my eyes. And the makeup is very pigmented. So this is the buff brush, and I'm just tapping. That's all I'm doing. Okay, so your artist will then match you to a second color, which you would think of as your main foundation color. If you've ever worn just an all over foundation color, this is it, okay? So I'm basically gonna put that everywhere else. I mean, I'll go into a couple of places to do your lighter color, but I want you to watch, because I mean, I'm really red right now. Oh, this just gets great coverage. Okay, so as I am doing this, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me. I am 37 years old. I live in Florida. I am a boy mom. I have a 15-year-old and a 7-year-old. So I have a high schooler and a first grader. So I didn't plan it that way, but I gotta tell you, it's kind of fun to have my foot in two different worlds. So I am a nurse. I worked surgical ICU, cardiothoracic ICU for years, and was a single mom at the time, and knew that I did not want to work 12-hour shifts for the rest of my life. Hats off to those of you who are nurses. Really hard work. And I decided, okay, so I have my brightener and I have my main, and it looks heavy right now because I haven't blended it. So I'm gonna put down my buff brush. I'm gonna pick up the blush and bronzer brush. I'm gonna use the larger end, and I'm just gonna circle. I'm just gonna blend it all in. So I decided that working 12-hour shifts was not something I wanted to do forever and wasn't really conducive for a family. So I decided to get my master's degree and wanted to do hospital administration, and the job of my dreams fell into my lap. One of my nurse leaders was an investor in a company, and she said, I think think you'd be great. Like, this company's on the ground floor. I think you'd be perfect. I think you should interview. So I interviewed, and thank you for saying hi. Tag your artist if you're jumping on and you haven't already done so. So I interviewed for the job. Did you see how that just blended? And like, I was super red when we started, and now all of a sudden it's all just, but yeah, it looks like I don't really have any makeup on. Okay, so next, so I've been matched with a brightener and a mane. I'm gonna use the contour color. So, oh girl, amen. 12-hour shifts. And I started like doing nights because the shift differential, but talk about aging yourself. Night shifts are hard, Bethany. Okay, so contour adds shadow to our face. So I'm going to create shadows around my forehead to make my forehead appear smaller. And again, like as I blend, it's just gonna look better. And I'm just kind of like, I'm a little heavier handed with the contour than I am the highlight colors. All right, so let's, thank you guys, you're all so sweet. Okay, so let's talk about contour. Y'all, just look at like how red my ear is. I need some makeup on that ear. Okay, so I like to start at the tip of my ear and my line, because I have cheeks for days. So I am trying to like use contour to create lift and slim my face. So your application will be different if you are blessed with thin face and high cheekbones, okay? So start at the top of your ear, and instead of going like a line to your lip, more make the line to your nose or in between. I feel like that gives you the most lift. Okay, so obviously this is not blended, but just looking right now, can you see that this cheek is a little more chiseled and lifted than the left? Okay, you guys are so sweet to me. I love that you're joining. Okay, so I'm dipping in my other. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so decided I would interview for this job. And my husband now, he was my fiance at the time, said, you know what? Okay, I want you to notice this is not perfect, right? They're not exactly the same. Do not fret. Anybody can do this, okay? It all blends so well. Okay, so decided I would interview for the job. The hospital would always be there. Long story short, I took the job. I was with the company for 10 years and I had big goals. And 4 months before I was fired, I interviewed and was given the VP of Medical Operations position and was super excited. That's what I had worked for, and basically was let go right when COVID happened. When I say took the wind out of my sails, took the wind out of my sails. Okay, I used what was left over on my brush, went along my jawline, didn't add any more, but then just blended it out. And I really believe that this is an area that we should blend right then so that we don't walk out of the house with, you know, brown on our neck. Okay, I'm gonna move to contouring my nose. I have gone in with the small end of the multitasker brush into the same contour color, and the thinner, not thinner, the closer together that you put the lines on your nose, the thinner it will appear. Listen, if you are blessed with a great nose, don't do this. If you're like me and your nose is crooked or a little large, contour is great. Okay. Nothing like perfect, nothing like, this is not crazy. I'm gonna dip my finger into the lighter foundation color or highlight color, go down. All right, so now I'm gonna start blending, okay? I'm gonna go with the small end of my blush and bronzer brush and just blend it in. All right, so lost my job. Kids are home. School's closed. Husband's home. I'm like, this is great. I've never not worked. This is gonna be fantastic. 4 months in, I was like losing my mind, as I'm sure many of us were for many different reasons, but basically our lives changed very quickly. I had already been wearing this makeup for a couple of years. My sister-in-law started wearing the makeup and was doing great selling the makeup. She had kind of put a bug in my ear to be interested, but I wasn't in the place with the job to do something like that. Okay, I'm gonna do Ruby, this pretty pink on my cheeks with this small end of the blush and bronzer brush. But I'm 4 months in, losing my mind. Guys, this stuff is pigmented. Did you see that? I just dabbed, so I'm gonna get a little off on my hand. So I don't go like right apples, but like a little above. But this is really the prettiest pink color, and I will blend it in. So husband says, go for it, try it. I became an artist in September, and I'm using all of the skills I didn't have, plus skills I didn't know I had, to do something I love, which is talk to you guys and like talk about makeup. I've always been a makeup girl. Like my favorite Christmas is the Christmas that I got my Estee Lauder eyeshadow kit, and I was like, I have arrived. Best thing ever. Okay, let me go back to my thought process. All right, so we've done our highlight, we've done our brightener and our main, and I hope that you saw in the beginning how red I was. We've contoured, we've done our cheek color. Let's illuminate. So I'm gonna use the small end of the brush that we did our contour with. We're gonna go into Angel, and this is just like where we want to bring light and reflection to our eyes and to our face. So my eyeshadow is left over from, 7 a.m. I have on Sabrina, Cocoa, and Stardust. I love to use our illuminators in the corners of my eye and under my brows, and then also along our jawline. Hey, if you guys have questions, throw them up there. I'm like loving you guys all saying hi in hearts. It makes me so happy. But if there's something you want to know, ask me a question. Okay, I'm gonna put some nude on my lips, a little bit of ruby on top, and then I'm gonna fill my brows with the same contour color. So one really great thing about this makeup is it's customizable and it simplifies your life. Like everything that I need for my entire face fits in this guy and is thrown in a bag. I can use both of these colors on my cheeks. I can use this for liner, contour, brows, eyeshadow, like it goes for all the products. Okay, so nude is one of my favorite, I think, of all time. Like do I prefer cream or powder? I prefer cream if I'm gonna use it as a primer for my eyeshadow. I prefer, I love Georgia. I prefer Georgia. I didn't use Georgia today. Georgia is a powder. Georgia has a little bit of a gold fleck, and I feel like I have a little bit of that in my eyes. And so when I put Georgia like in the corners of my eyes, I feel like, when you like pass by the mirror and you have new makeup on and you look at yourself and you're like, oh, like I look pretty. Like that's what you should wear. Whatever eyeshadow it is that you wear and you walk by the mirror and you're like, oh, or you get like tons of compliments that day. That's what you should wear. Not because you have brown eyes and they say this is what's for brown eyes. Wear what makes you feel good. So I wear both, but if I had to choose one, I would choose Georgia. Okay. All right, so I put nude and a little bit of ruby on my lips, and I'm gonna fill my brows and I'm gonna set my face, and like, that's it. This hasn't been very long. Okay. If you are not into brows, and I know that this is like you're introducing yourself to this makeup, you're a basic cat girl. If you learn nothing else, start filling your brows. I do not need a lot to fill my brows, but the little bit that I do, I feel like makes such a big difference. And this brush makes a really big difference. Okay, so it's slanted, you can see that, and it really creates, looks like hair strokes. I agree, Tammy, totally agree. All right, so again, I'm very light-handed, dipping into my contour color. And then your brows should start where your nose ends, and then straight line out where that line ends, okay? If they're not there, so easy to recreate, okay? So watch this. I've like barely tapped, okay? And I'm going to create brush strokes here, okay? And then I'm just gonna follow the natural arch. So the highest part of your brow should be above your iris, or the colored part of your eye. I don't have a lot of arch, and I have tried to create that arch, but I feel like for me, it ends up being a little unnatural looking. So I just go with it. Okay, so can you guys see the difference in the finish between that and that? I mean, I'm not trying to be like, what's the guy with the big brows? But anyway, I feel like brows just finish your face. Okay, so I'm dipping in, gonna finish the other side. And I am going to use the setting powder. If you have dry skin, you may not need setting powder. I have normal to oily skin, and the setting powder is magic. One thing I love about our brushes is that everything, thank you, Leah. Okay, so you flip this brush over. They're all made ingeniously to make our life easier. Quick, 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 right? Okay, so I'm gonna use the small end of the blush and bronzer brush again, and I am going to go into my Vanilla Dust powder. This compact is well loved. And then I'm going to put it a little bit heavier. I'm almost dabbing it. Oh guys, I didn't bronze. No fear. We'll do it after this. In my T-zone, okay? So I personally like to keep my creams and powders separate. So I have my creams on the top, and then I have the eyeshadows I had on today and the Vanilla Dust on the bottom. Okay, another personal thing. I really love bronzer year round, and I really like to mix our Bella bronzer and our Glow Illuminator, so I keep them in this little tiny compact because I'm messy and I switch them all around. Do you brow wax before or after you put your eyebrows on? Okay, good question. I've tried both. Chelsea's asking about our brow wax. I prefer to use it after. So I fill them, and then I do the brow wax. And one tip I feel for our brow wax is these brushes are fantastic. I don't like to use this one for, yes, compacts. These little guys are like, what are they, like $7 or $9 right now? I don't like to put the wax in this, or if I do, I have to like clean it really well. So I usually like to use just like a little disposable guy for my brow wax. I spray it with setting spray and then put it in the wax and then fluff them up. You know, if I'm feeling really crazy, I'll fluff them, fluff them, fluff them. That's really it, guys. I did my full face. Okay, so you like separate compact. I feel like this was really fast. Okay, let's keep going since you're all here. I'm going to line the bottom of my eyes with a little bit of cocoa. So I have Sabrina all over, I have cocoa in my crease, and then I have Stardust, and I just blended it all together. So I'm gonna show you a trick because all of our eyeshadows become liners. So this is our setting spray. I'm gonna spray it in the lid. I'm gonna dip it in this little tiny end of the brush, And then I like to make like a little paste, okay? So dip it into cocoa. Oops, sorry, didn't realize you couldn't see. And then I go back onto my hand and I'm just making sure like it's not too wet, it's not too dry, okay? And then line. Cocoa is beautiful on everyone. Get a little more. Thank you, Leah, so kind. So when I kind of took my makeup off, I left the mascara on the top, or tried. Mascara and lashes on the top. Okay, so we've got cocoa on the bottom. What else? Did I tell you my whole story? So I'm still being mama and I'm still being wife, but yet sometimes I'm like, why did I get an education? But I know that God had a plan to get me here, and I know that everything I've experienced has gotten me here, but let me tell you, I am never going back to corporate America. This is too fun. Like, making women believe in themselves to feel beautiful is so fun. Was I so fast? Tammy or Aaron, say something. I don't know. Does anybody else have a question? Should I keep like putting stuff on? Was I crazy? Tag your artist. Okay, so glad we're here. All right, well guys, it's Thursday and that means you didn't find and saying how far you've come since September. It's been a journey since September. Yes, like it's been a huge, oh yeah, okay, good question, Sarah, let's do it. All right, let's go. We're gonna contour our lips. All right, so I already put some stuff on my lips, but who cares? We're gonna use the little end of the multitasker, okay? Again, we're gonna use the same contour color, right? The same color. I'm gonna dip in and we're gonna line our lips. And then I'll add them a little more lip color, okay? I wasn't heavy-handed in the indigo by any means. I'm just dipping. I'm just like tapping. Oh, it's okay. You're late. We're happy you're here. Talk more. Oh my gosh, dear. Okay, I'm lining my lips, doing it. Doing it. Okay. Okay, so there's indigo. So let's add a little more nude. Right now I have on indigo, nude, and ruby. I didn't blend my nose. Who are you? JL Stephanie. Look, guys, I didn't blend the tip of my nose. You're my hero. Thank you for telling me when I have spinach in my teeth. We're gonna blend that baby out. It's a good friend right there. Okay, shaded nude. Okay, so that's like a little nude or heavier. That's a word. And then let's add some more ruby, and I'll go a little heavier on the ruby. Here we go. Here's a little crazy. Okay, let me blend this nose out. So I'm gonna use the small end, the blush and bronzer brush. I did take a before picture. I feel like before and afters are so powerful for me. I'm just gonna put on a little more vanilla dust because I'm a little nervous and hot. So I'm gonna post that in the comments. But thank you guys for being here. Double-ended for the win, totally agree. JL Stephanie, I thank you for telling me I didn't blend my nose. Okay, happy Thursday. That means tomorrow is Friday. Come back next Thursday and join us. Have a great night, guys.